Hi everyone, this is Susie with part 2 of my tutorial on the Once Upon an Eerie Tale album. And I have just I haven't really tacked a lot of stuff down. I didn't want to get too completed with this. I'll put it all together each time I make a new video and go back and show it to you. But for starters, we're going to start with the this page right here, and you're going to be using your band that is 2 by 6 1/8, which sits on that folder that we have cut in half. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is get your band, and really all I have done is you're going to want to put sticky strip on each side of your band. Okay. This here I have just fussy cut. I kind of just set that folder where I cut it in half on the paper. I drew around it and I cut it out. And then you're going to want to adhere it down. This is just going to kind of center up. Once you have sticky strip on both sides, you're just going to kind of center that up where you have your little pocket here. I decided to go with this little border piece here. This is in the 12 by 12, the little sheet that has the several border cuts on it, and just cut out the size that I wanted it to, how I wanted it to fit on this band. Okay, and then when you have done that, you're going to want to put sticky strip just on this one side. And you can really use whatever size sticky strip you want. I'm going to use a 3/8 inch scoring tape, and you're just going to want it on this side right here. Okay, like that. And I'm not going to stick it down yet. I'll go through and tack everything down really good. But anyway, this is how it's going to sit on my page. I did use the cat's little tag piece from the 12 by 12 cutouts. I have backed it in black and then turned around and backed it in red. I really didn't measure this. I mean, you could actually take and measure your tag and then just cut everything an 1/8 inch bigger or a 1/4 inch bigger, however you want to do it. Mine is running about an 1/8 inch bigger each go around. So anyway, and that is what we'll set in that band right there. And then you're going to want to take the photo mat here, which is my red, which is my coordinating cardstock. It is a 6 1/2 by 4 1/2. And then my black, which is the inner mat, is a 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So there's a 1/4 inch difference between the two. This is 6 1/2 by 4 1/2 in the red, 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 in the black. And then I just cut the two that was in those that I told you to cut. You would need that many. This is part of that number there. And I put one on each side. For my tab, I am using some of the black. And I use the Stampin' Up! Round Tab Punch, which unfortunately has been discontinued now for quite some time. But you can use any kind of tab you want, or none at all, just, whatever there. You choose. And then I will just stick it partway on the mat, and then this is what's going to fall right behind. And that will be that page. And of course, on my sheets that I do already have stuck down, all I did was cut my paper an 1/8 inch smaller than my black pages. I just wanted a little bit of black showing so that my book tape would not show. So, and if it did show, I used just a little bit of the ink and inked up where it was kind of showing. That way you wouldn't be able to see that little bit of white tape at all. So anyway, that is going to be that page. Then on my page here, I am using the Raining Cats and Dog. This is from the sticker sheet. I have just cut it the size it needs to be, and that will be this page right here. And I have decided to use the Lucky Dog. And that's just exactly how that page is going to look like. I have just backed this in some black and then turned around and backed it in the red. And that will be my page. That will complete that page. Okay? So then moving on to this page, and I already had this stuck down. I wished I had waited, but it's stuck down now. So what you're going to need is you are going to need the belly band. You were supposed to cut 2 of them, but you're only going to need 1 at the 2.5 by 6 1/4, and then you're scoring it a 1/2 inch on each end. And what I have done is I have just put sticky strip on both of these right here pieces, the 1/2 inch that you scored, and I simply just centered it on the page and stuck it down just like that. And then of course I did paper the inner part of it, and you can actually paper that any size you want. If you want to cut it, you know, 1/8 of an inch like I said, or 1/4 of an inch, however much smaller you want your pattern paper, then that's the size you need to cut it at. Then we are going to use the Big Ranger tag. Okay, and I have part of it stuck down just a little. Like I said, I didn't want to tack it all the way down until I get ready to put the book actually together after the video. I'll get it all stuck down, and then we'll, you know, I'll show it to you again once I get it good and adhered. This is the Big Ranger tag, and all I did was lay the tag on top of my paper and trace around it with a pencil, and then cut it. I cut it out with a trimmer and just took and cut it with my scissors here on those ends there to make them. Okay, so I am choosing to use this for my front. This is going to be the back side. This is one of the wallet size photos. The inner mat is black, or the inner mat is red, and of course it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then the inner one is a 3 by 4. I think that was the measurements I gave you. If it's not, go by the measurements I gave you. But anyway, that is going to be the size of the wallet size, and then I just used the Raining Cats and Dogs little border piece there, and this will slide just absolutely behind that. And of course I will also put a eyelet here and some seam binding. My seam binding will probably be in the red, and that will be that page there. Okay, so when you slip out the tag, oops, then on, well, this would actually be the front side. It's going to look like this, so that when you slip out the tag, then you have the Raining Cats and Dogs and the photo mat on the back. Now this here, if you feel like it is popping up too much, what I usually do is I just take a little bit of glue or sticky strip, and I go ahead and I just put a little there so this will stick down instead of popping up. If you will place it, I don't know if you can see this, but if you will place it right here on this black where you have folded that in and just press it down, it will cause that to stay flat. It's a pretty easy fix, and I do that on a lot of things. So anyway, that is going to be that page. Then for this page here, which is going to be the one that has your flip band, you're going to need one of your flip bands that is cut at 3 1/4 by 5 3/4, and then you have scored it the 1/2 inch on that 5 3/4 inch side right here. You are going to want to put sticky strip here on that back side, or you can put it on this side, because what we're going to do is we're going to have to adhere it to the page, and that's why I did not put the page on there yet. This is simply what we're going to do. I am going to use this side of the paper, okay, and then we're going to take my flip page right here, and I'm going to go ahead and put sticky strip right there on that side. Okay. And then when I center it, I'm going to try to find my kind of, well, I guess I didn't center it. I actually brought it down. I'm going to put it about right here. And you can see I've got the sticky strip right here. Okay. And I'm going to kind of just place it like so right here. And when you flip this over, okay, see how I have a little bit of the black hanging over? I'm actually going to end up trimming that off. Because what you don't want to happen is this to be a little longer here. And then when you try to close your page, it's bending up. But then we will just simply adhere this. This will simply adhere down on the page. Once I have kind of trimmed this here. Okay, and then what I will be doing is I will be taking my piece here that I've cut about an eighth of an inch smaller. I'm going to have it on the Raining Cats and Dogs side right there. This will be attached just like so. And then I will be putting this where it can kind of just stick in my tag, just like that. Okay. And I'll kind of show you over here. This is what I have. This is what I'm mocking right here. This little flip page. Okay. So that's going to end up being just like this. Okay, so then when you flip it open, okay, I am going to use this here. And this then, and you can see I've got sticky strip right here, is going to sit right here. And then of course I don't have a tag. I should have some little tags and I didn't get that, but I will. I'll cut out some of the little tags. And I'm going to use the Eerie Tale, and what they will do is they're just going to kind of sit in there just like that. And then this I will be sticking just kind of right here. I'm using the flowers. And I'm only going to stick just a little part of it here so that a picture can slide under. And that's pretty much how I'm going to do that. Okay? And then when you have it shut, this is kind of what it's going to look like. Just like that. And that's how you create the flip page on that piece right there. Okay? So I'm going to kind of pull that off. Okay, now for this page, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to cut this smaller piece here. But now if you have trouble with it, the best thing you can do is just take the piece that we cut 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, that pocket, bend that down and just replace it. But I'm going to show you how I cut this particular piece right there. And what I have done, this is actually 2 pieces. That's what it is. I have the top that I have papered in one thing, and I have a piece here, and it just looks like you actually have folded it over, but I haven't. And what you'll need to do to be able to make that is get you a piece of cardstock, and it should be 5 1/4 inch wide. Okay? And then what I do is I just set it on the cutter, and I kind of put my point here, you know, and then I've just, this is just how I've cut that piece, and it just sits kind of like that. Okay? And then for my top piece that I have done that looks like it is the folded over part, this right here, all I have really done is taken and cut another piece, and I'll put it something like that, or you know, you can cut these so many ways. Get it until you like it. Here's another piece that would be kind of nice. It kind of mimics this. You just have to kind of play around with it till you get the piece that you like and the shape you like to make it look folded over. And that's really how I made that. But anyway, once you've done that, you're going to sticky strip the bottom and this side so that your pocket is open. And that's going to just kind of adhere on there just like that. Okay? And then I will have one piece of black that I have cut, a 4 by 4, in this black cardstock. Okay, and this is going to be my front, and of course I will have a little tab here. And then the back side is going to have a little photo mat. And this I have cut down about an 1/8 inch smaller, so it'll be 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then I've actually just rounded the corners on it. And that is going to be one of my pieces that just set in the pocket, like so. And like I said, I don't have, I just don't have this stuff stuck down, so it's, and having to do it this way of the camera just makes it hard, and I didn't want to try to put it down and then not have it right and try to take it off with all the sticky strip. I end up tearing the pages, so it's just easier to kind of do it this way. Okay, then on my other little tab that I'm going to have, or my other little tag, I am just using one of the cutouts here with the cat. She has the cats where you can kind of journal. I probably will cut these corners out like the ticket stub to kind of match this. And then on the back side, I have added a photo mat. And the black on this one is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. That's my black. And then my red is going to be 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. And this will kind of give you a 3 1/2 by 5 photo you can put here if you'd like. So that's why I chose that size. And anyway, this is just going to sit right back here. And of course both these will have the little flowered tabs just like that. Okay, and that's pretty much that page, other than I did take one of the little sticker sheet tickets there and I backed it on some black, and it's going to sit at the top for the Raining Cats and Dogs. It's going to pretty much try to mimic this page right here. So okay, so we're going to move on to this flip page right here. Alright, so we're going to flip this over. And anything that has a flip page, I will wait. You have to pretty much wait until you get your paper on there, because you want that flip to be behind. Okay, so for this page here, I am going to paper in the red Raining Cats and Dogs. Okay, and here's my flip page here, which is the 4 1/2 by 7, and on that 7-inch side, you're scoring it a 1/2 inch on the top. And so this is kind of what it's going to look like right here. Okay, so then what you want to do then is you're going to want to put sticky strip right here. Okay, so we're going to put the sticky strip right there. Then we're going to kind of eyeball and make sure that we're just kind of center of the page. Okay, once I think that I am centered of my page, okay, whoops, got a little too high there. Okay, you want to be able to make sure that you can flip that page up and down. I'm going to move this just a little. Okay, and anyway, that will be my flip page right here. And I'm going to have to work on that just a little bit, but this is how it's going to kind of set. Okay, and then for, whoops, these tabs right here, this one, I have chosen the this right here, I believe. Okay, so that is going to stick just like this. Now I'm going to stick that down just like that. And I would use sticky strip on this. Okay, for my little booklet here, let me go ahead and get it cut the rest of the way down. Okay. This will be my booklet that I will be adhering right here. Okay, and I will be using my seam binding to hold it down. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put me a thing to kind of make it sit down. So you can kind of see this. I like things to kind of match just a little, so this is kind of matching to me, just like that. Okay, so then when you flip it up, let's stick this down just a little. You don't want it to be any longer than the page. Okay, so when you flip it up, here I have this papered here, and this is going to sit just like that. So that I have, and I may even paper this in a coordinating paper there, so that when I put this on, it'll be papered around it. But anyway, this is what this will look like when you flip it up. Okay, these pages are just so really kind of easy to do. I know it looks difficult when you see so many pages flipping and that, but it really is an easy thing to do. It's not really difficult to make flip pages. Okay, so on this page here, all it is the photo mat. And this is a 6.5 by 4.5, and it will just sit right here. And then I have cut a pattern paper. This is the pattern that I wanted to match this, because over here I'm going to have some black and red, so I decided I kind of wanted to build on the black from over here. And this is going to set just like this. This is a 6.25 by 4.25 black plain cardstock, 6.5 by 4.5. This is what I have chosen for the bottom, and this is the little micro folder, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be stamping on here, what I'm going to be doing with it, so I have left it blank. What I will do on the back of this, though, is I will take some of the foam tape, because I want it to stick up. So you can see I've got a little bit of the foam tape, and I want to put it on the very, very bottom of my piece. And I may cut a little piece and go ahead and get this just a little further over so that it sticks up, and then all I have to do is place the little folder. And that will be this page right here. This is going to be the extent of this page. I won't be adding any more to it. I like it just like that. Okay, and that is what is taking the place of this page right here. So even though you're doing similar pages, I never make two books alike. It's just almost impossible for me to make two books that look identically alike. Okay, so for the last part of this insert, we are going to be making this here. Now, you will need your belly band that is cut at 3 3/4 by 7, where you have scored on that 7-inch up and down side, top and bottom, a 1/2 inch. And you will be wanting to put your sticky strip on this side of those little folds, so that when you stick it down, it's just like this. Okay? This is that belly band. Now, I bought these at Michael's. These are recollection envelopes. They come in a big box. They have the envelopes and the cards, and I very seldom ever use those envelopes, but I use these little corrugated cards quite a bit in things. If you don't have these, I'm going to give you a measurement here of what you can do. This is an 11 by 5.5. So 11 by 5.5. And then you're going to want to score at 5 3/8 and 5 5/8. Okay, because this is just like not even quite a 1/4. Or here's something that will even be easier. If you will take your 11-inch piece of paper, and if you'll put it in your trimmer, and if you'll score it at 5 3/8, okay, and then just take it out and flip it, put this side in and cut and score it there at 5 3/8, then you'll have this perfect binding, and it will be 5 3/8 on each side. You know, there's always an easy way to do something. So just put it in your trimmer, Push this over to 5 3/8. Okay, and just score it. Take this out, turn it, put this side in at 5 3/8 and score it. And then that'll give you your binding there, and you won't have to try to do it the other way. So anyway, if that's just if you have to cut. Now you can find these at Michael's still. So here is my piece, and what this will do is this will just adhere down just like this. Then I'm going to slip this in that belly band once it is adhered down for my page. And I'm not sure yet what I'm going to be papering this in, but I did the same thing on the inside. When I papered these, all I did was cut some little squares and bend those back. This looks like it's about a 3 1/2, so it's probably a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And I have just taken and folded down the corners and then stuck me a tag on the inside. Okay? And of course, that's what I did to the back, and I will be papering those up also and doing the same thing on the insides of these. So anyway, that is the first insert. Like I said, I'm going to get this all papered up, and I will video it and show you what I've done when it's all adhered down. So anyway, I hope that you understand. If you have any questions, just message me or email me. I'll be glad to answer anything you need. Thanks so much for watching.